The UK is proposing a new form of property for Bitcoin. So we're starting to see this a lot. A lot of you guys have asked me, well, this whole thing about securities, right? Are governments going to form some kind of new category for crypto? Well, it's starting to seem like that's starting to happen. I think these regulators and these countries are basically starting to realize, well, you got these digital currencies that don't really fit into anything. So we may have to come out with a new type of category to regulate them, right? So that's what's starting to happen right now. And I do think this is necessary, but it's probably going to carry on for a really long time. Keep in mind, Bitcoin is not controlled by any one country. It's non-sovereign, right? So that means every country that is supporting Bitcoin and Bitcoin transactions and Bitcoin wallets and Bitcoin exchanges, they're going to come out with their own set of rules. One day, all these rules will align. But for now, every country is going to have their own thing, right? And I guess we'll see what happens with all these. But I think overall, these regulations could be good as long as they don't go overboard. Now let's talk about MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor. He steps down as CEO. He's been CEO and chairman since the 80s. He's been the top dog for like 40 years at this company. Okay? But now he's stepping down. Why? Why all of a sudden is he stepping down? People are speculating, right? The company's current president, Phong Le, is going to take over. And there's a new role, executive chairman, that was just created, and Michael is going to be taking over that. But was it because they just suffered a $918 million impairment charge on Bitcoin holdings in Q2? Or this has nothing to do with it, and according to Michael Saylor, it's so that he's freed up so that he can concentrate on Bitcoin strategy and acquiring even more Bitcoins, right? It could be a combination of two. But we know that Michael Saylor is a Bitcoin bull, and he says he will never sell Bitcoin, right? So it could be that, he's just tired of having a CEO role, the day-to-day stuff. He's going to let that go to his counterpart, right? And then he could really think about different ways to expand, I guess, their role into Bitcoin. Kind of like Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey started doing that. He gave up, his seat at Twitter. He wanted to concentrate more on Bitcoin, right? So it could be something like that. But many are speculating whether or not this was voluntary or he was basically told, hey, we need to improve our books and you need to get out of being CEO. Who knows? But there is something in here that's quite interesting. I did read somewhere in here. We know that MicroStrategy did take a loan, right, to buy Bitcoin. So they had to put up some collateral. And where was it in here? Out of their 100, here we go. Out of their 100 and approximately 30,000 Bitcoins, right, it says here that 85,000 is unpledged. This is according to their CFO. So if you do the math, that's over 40,000, almost 50,000 or 45,000 of Bitcoin they did pledge to get that loan or keep it afloat so they don't get liquidated or margin called, right? That's a tremendous amount. 85,000 unpledged out of 130,000. Man, that's like 45,000 Bitcoins they put down to keep their loan active. That's an enormous amount. Enormous amount. But according to CFO, hey, we're okay, right? That loan will never get liquidated or margin called because we can always pledge more. But still, man, that's 45,000 already pledged. That's a lot. That's a lot. Well, people asked about iTrust Capital, right? A lot of people were fearful about iTrust Capital because they had login entries. People couldn't get in for a day. It looks like account access have been restored. Investigation turns out to be there's a malicious actor that got in, tried to change some DNS addresses. But the good thing is, according to them, everything's been restored. Client assets have not been touched, right? So this is a good thing. So a lot of people were very fearful. Oh, maybe something else was happening, right? But they were getting hacked, but now they have restored access. So that is good. But recently, of course, we've been seeing a lot of hacks left and right? And hopefully what's going on right now with Solana is not something massive, right? Hopefully that's the case. St. Louis Fed President Jane Bullard is going to have some kind of press conference where he's going to express confidence that the economy can achieve a soft landing. Now, Bullard has been very hawkish, thinking that Powell has not done enough with the rates. Felt like he should have front-loaded more, right? But now he's kind of, backing Powell, saying, hey, things could get better with a soft landing, which means that you're not going to have unemployment go sky high with all the rate hikes that has happened and possibly more that are coming. So there's that. Hopefully during his press conference, he doesn't say anything bad. What else is there? Robinhood is going to be paying a $30 million fine. This comes right after they announced yesterday that they have to fire 25% of their workforce. That's on top of the 9% that they fired already before. Now they have to pay a $30 million fine. So Robinhood is not looking so healthy at this point in time. And what is this about? Why? Because they didn't put up a dedicated phone number for consumer complaints. So I didn't even know that's a requirement, but I guess you got to have a dedicated phone number. I know Coinbase added a dedicated phone number, but there was no point to it because if you call it, you have to wait like 4 hours before someone answers. And many times after you wait like 2 hours, it just hangs up, right? So just because you have a dedicated phone number doesn't mean that it really means anything, right? But I guess Robinhood didn't have one. So there you go. So if those of you guys are on Robinhood, you may want to think about another brokerage app. If you are new to the space and you're looking to buy your very first Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other crypto, head over to CryptosRus.com and click on Best Crypto Exchanges. This will give you a list of all the major exchanges out there to choose from.